our third point that we wanted to talk about with you a little bit and to talk to each other about is what impact educational programs make on the lives of incarcerated people. And this is an important question to ask because impact doesn't necessarily mean that it has to have a positive connotation. It can also have a negative or even a neutral connotation for both people, for both the perception of people in the quote-unquote free world and for people who are currently incarcerated. To answer this question, what we decided to do was to conduct a survey where we asked incarcerated students their different questions. The questions that we asked were if education was an easily accessible resource within the prison system, if they were part of any other educational programs besides the class that they were currently enrolled in, that is the mirror class of ours, if there were enough educational programs available, what kind of impact these programs had on their life, which I think is the most important question. And then we gave them the opportunity to write a paragraph telling us about one educational program that has made a strong impact on their life. We made sure to keep these questions, while specific, still broad enough that students didn't feel like they were constrained to one specific answer, because we didn't want to make them feel like they had to speak positively about these programs if that wasn't their true feelings surrounding them. So one quote that we got from an exchange partner, and all of these are anonymous, for the first question, which if education was an easily accessible resource, this person responded no, they did not believe that. They also are not part of any other educational programs besides the class that they're currently enrolled in, so that could have an impact on their perception of education as well. Mm-hmm. They do not believe that there are enough educational programs available. However, they do think that this one class, this only class, has made a positive impact on their life. And just to give you guys kind of some insight into what they say, and this was the quote that they came up with. When I first came to prison in 1984, I was 18, uneducated, and damaged. In 1987, I went into a business education class. Going in, I never sat in front of a typewriter, and starting out, I typed 8 words a minute. By graduation time, I was typing 75 words per minute, still today too. That was a first for me, experiencing an accomplishment and to know what confidence felt like. I will never forget it. If it wasn't for, quote-unquote, education, when I first got to prison, I didn't know what direction my life would have taken, even in prison. And do you want to say anything about that, Jet, or mention another quote from any of your partners that you collected?
I just want to dive into this one real quick because we see the positive of it here. And as you said, the impact is not always positive. It could be negative as well. But I just think it's crazy that she started out with 8 and she's typing 75 now. So not only do you see here that these programs are helping them, like actually helping them and benefiting them in that way, but they also help their confidence. So it's not even like a oh, I'm getting smart. No, like it's like they actually are gaining confidence off of it, and it's just so nice to see. Like when I first read this quote, I was like, dang, like 18, like you felt like you were uneducated and damaged, and like as a 20-year-old, like 18 was 2 years ago. I can't imagine only typing 7 words per minute at 18, and then finally graduating like a year later, like however many years later this person graduated, because honestly I don't know, 84, 87?
1984.
3 years then? No. Yeah, 3. Is that 4? No, 3. Math is not my strong suit, clearly, but it's okay. But yeah, like the confidence that you probably get from that 75 words per minute, crazy. But I just want to go into another anonymous one that we got, but as someone who was their exchange partner, I knew that this was my partner, and their response wasn't so positive. What they said was, I have gotten my high school diploma here, and it was hard work most of the time. I had to do it on my own or find someone to help me because the person that was in charge of the class was too busy helping other people that paid her to spend more time with them. But the inmate has since left. But it was hard to get because I have a disability that makes it hard to learn. Now, my partner, I knew that this was my partner first off because of the way that they wrote. As you can see, it's very like chopped, but I'm pretty sure she has dyslexia or something like that. I know English isn't even her first language either, so obviously she doesn't have the capability to write as well as others in her school or in the program. But despite this, though she said this on paper and in the survey, through my exchanges with her, she often talked about, even though she does feel like sometimes it could be biased based on, like, obviously other people are spending time with the other inmates more because they pay, whatever, which is really unfair in my opinion. I think that's crazy, but doesn't matter. She also talked to me about how, though that happens, she still feels good knowing that she's doing something with her life there in prison. And I feel like that also correlates to the positive quote that we mentioned earlier about, I like at the end of that quote, she said, I didn't know what direction my life would have taken even in prison. And I just think that's like, that meshes with the negative quote of my partner, because you know what I mean?
Because
like,
there's some uncertainty in her answer there. She's not sure what path she will go down, regardless of whether or not she receives this education.
Exactly.